Welcome to another episode of the Crypto's Been Thrift podcast. Going right in like usual, Coin Watch. Bitcoin still doing this thing. Bitcoin Cash has a little bit of issues because it's been noted that people have been taking advantage of the shifting difficulties of Bitcoin Cash to profit off of that. And it's a problem. Apparently it's a problem. Mainly because I think since Bitcoin Cash is so highly concentrated in a few miners compared to what Bitcoin was, the fact that its shifting difficulty is constant, that's why it's a problem. Because they're manipulating it for their own gain, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose. So, we'll see what happens with Bitcoin Cash. Will it be around long? Maybe. I still think Bitcoin is going to be the dominant power price-wise. Bitcoin Cash would only compete volume-wise in comparison to Bitcoin. Ethereum is still doing its corporate partnerships and glowing up and doing it big. It's recovering from what it was a month ago in the low hundreds after the whole GDAX incident and all that. And Ethereum is going strong and will continue to go strong for a while, especially with all these ICOs taking advantage of the Ethereum economy. Litecoin, as I said last time, I don't know how long Litecoin will be around, considering it's honestly kind of obsolete. But I think it's usage, like how many people use it is like, not only how many people use it, but its widespread use will keep it propagating for a while because it's just too long of a history with too many people using it to disappear anytime soon though. But eventually it's just obsolete. Neo is still just not really doing much. It did its giant growth, and it will pretty much stay where it's at for a while until it starts being the Ethereum for China based ICOs, which I think it's really trying to line itself up to be like that, having all these Chinese based companies raise funds through Neo instead of Ethereum. I think it's a real possibility, and what people should be looking out for Neo's long-term growth is how many Chinese companies try to use Neo for ICO purposes. Because like I said, I mentioned one last time, and I definitely anticipate that more will appear. Qtum, I think it's stagnating just because the whole altcoin market is crashed some and now recovering. But I wouldn't really. This is like a really long-term one to see how they position themselves against Neo. And so far, obviously, not succeeding. It's way too early to tell. We'll see in like 6 more months, maybe, in the end of the year, where these guys stand in comparison to Neo, and if they actually have a chance of overtaking Neo in the Chinese market. Monero is going to be up for a while because it is the absolute coin for dark web usage. People say Zcash is this, but no, Monero is definitely a superior thing and will probably be the one that benefits from any heavy dark web usage in the near future. And there's a news, part of the news segment mentions something concerning Monero, so stay tuned for that. Alright, had to talk about some ICOs today, and by ICOs I mean one singular one, Propy. It's the real estate one for title registry or something. Yeah, title registry for real estate. And it wasn't really an ICO watch for like invest in this because it's pretty cool. It was be careful about something like this because the fact that this is an ICO that's in real estate, that is also based in Kiev, which is Ukraine, but also has ties to San Francisco, is concerning, like, regulation wise. This would be something that's prime for the SEC to come and shut down, because it's a security. And not only is it a security, it's a security in a very kind of regulated market, and a very market that's just, if the bigger players wanted to come after these people, they'd have a very, very easy justification to absolutely destroy them, because this little SEC security law that technically a lot of these cryptos are following, when all these companies are intimately integrating crypto in their own companies. So it's something to really watch out for. If anything is based in America or associated with an American or any kind of ties to America, you should really kind of pull back and see if they got their little legal department kind of situated, because once the regulation hits, it's going to hit hard, and most of these crypto businesses will not survive the regulation. I guarantee that most of them will die because of regulation. So, next news. Rex loses 1.3 million of its ICO money because a simple little coding error. That's rough. But as you can see, that not all these ICOs are 100% profit all the time. Like Enigma last time, or a week ago, lost its 500,000-ish to hackers. This one lost 1.3 million because of incompetence. So be wary with your ICO investing. They all have a multitude of risks. They're far from risk-free, even if they seem like they're profit guaranteed. Next up, coin miner malware. All right, this malware is avoidable if you have a fully updated Windows PC. And this only affects Windows, but the thing is, it's just your standard malware that mines Bitcoin, so watch out for that. And also another one, which is BTC mine, but this one is for Linux, and it targets Linux devices that use default or blank telnet credentials. So keep your security up if you're using Linux too. Here's a big news that the Korean Kakao Talk or whatever, don't know how to really pronounce it, but they already have integrated with stocks on their talking app, but now they're going into crypto too. So this is a big Korean player migrating to crypto, which will definitely jump the market up even higher, because when Japan and Korea really got into the crypto, that's when some of this massive growth started to get from 2K to 4K we are now, that we managed to get now. So next two things, Estonia and Vietnam both are embracing Bitcoin. Estonia is moving on the path to establishing Bitcoin as, well, not Bitcoin, but establishing a cryptocurrency as like a national cryptocurrency. Meanwhile, in Vietnam, they're working on legalizing and embracing Bitcoin by 2018. So there we go. Governments are really getting into Bitcoin, when 7 years ago, no one would think something like this would be happening. Last of all, news-wise, Canadian regulators are concerned about Bitcoin, and the SEC halted an OTC trading of a company that was related to crypto, which was First Bitcoin Capital, due to inadequacy of accuracy of the inadequacy and concerns with the accuracy of the company's information. So this second part, is not directly tied to Bitcoin or crypto. It's more like the company just being sketch. But the first part, where Canadian regulators are also concerned about Bitcoin, and the full articles have been citing, is because all these companies are integrating cryptocurrencies to raise capital, which is securities, and these security regulators are going to eventually step in and slam dunk everyone who's doing this. So once again, please, if you're thinking about raising money from an ICO, make sure you're not in the first world, or you're probably going to get slammed with regulation because you did not have all your ducks in a row, because the whole legal precedence of why all this regulation is in place is definitely going to carry over to crypto to kind of lock out low-end investors in order to protect them and force them to file all the paperwork and force you to pay out the fees to get approved to do all the all these securities related stuff. The whole process is really complex. I don't really know. I'm not into all that. I'm not going to do it anytime soon. So just be aware. And for our Mentality Monday, the benefits of a routine. Having a routine, you get into it. You do it every day, or you do it at a specific time every week. It develops a habit over time. Like in a month's time, you'll have a habit, and that habit will translate into you improving. So start doing something every day for or once a week at one certain time, and whenever that time comes up, throw everything else out the window and do it, and you will improve slowly but surely, depending on your frequency. But this will get so much more done, and you can make amazing changes by slowly, and I mean slowly, throwing things into routines. Don't try to do a whole bunch of things at once. Always focus on kind of one thing and lead up to that next thing. So that's really been Mentality Monday of embracing the routine and kind of going with it, and how it improves productivity or helps you get that thing done that you always wanted to get done, but you're not, because you're not making time out for it. So that's why you have a routine where you schedule time out and you stick with it. So I know this has been kind of a very fast episode because I talked a crazy amount faster than usual, and this episode probably would have been double the time if I talked at my normal talking speed. But it is late, and I was in a rush. So see you Thursday at a slower pace. CryptoSpendthrift.com for a little bit of extras in the future. There'll be a mailing list eventually, so get on that for some interesting goodies and maybe show notes, because that's the only way you're getting show notes is through a mailing list. So start signing up for that, and I'll start sending out show notes. We're still on that 3K gang. So if you weren't here before, we're on the mission for 3.5 downloads an episode, so we can get that real dollar bills, y'all. But yeah, like and share, review the podcast, share the podcast with friends. Do it. See you next Thursday, guys.